So if you're like me and you've been all over the internet, you have been seeing a few of these retro gaming consoles blow up lately. Stuff like the AYN Thor, the Odin 3, and other emulators. So I looked up the price of the AYN Thor and I was blown away. Not in my budget. So I scoured the globe and Amazon to find this guy. This is the R36 Max, and let's get on into the video. What's up guys, I'm Storm Allen and welcome back to another Storm Buys. Today we're reviewing the retro handheld game, the R36 Max. Guys, it's that 4-inch model, so let's get on into the unboxing. So straight out of the box, the R36 Max, it feels like those mystery toys. The packaging was simple. You got the console and also a hard soft cell case. It's a mixture between the two. You got USB-C charging cable, a bonus screen protector, 128 gigabyte SD card pre-installed with the games, and that's it in the box. So all you gotta do is pop it open and wow guys, it looks interesting. The plastic with the curvy butt on the back, Kim Kardashian. You got a good size 4-inch square screen. So surprisingly, this is a 720 IPS panel. And surprisingly, it's not bad because it's only 4 inches. Guys, 4 inches is enough. Trust me. On the face, we got a D-pad, dual analog sticks at the bottom, triggers. Then you got the start and the select buttons shaped like a heart, soccer ball button. It's like a fidget toy. And surprisingly, I played with it a lot after testing out the console. So already I'm thinking this thing actually has a little bit of character. But do keep in mind the build is plastic, so it's light. The whole unit is around 0.4 kilograms. It's not like a brick or a big gaming handheld. It's more pocket size with that grip and that curve. So it rests okay in your hand. The badonk on the back doesn't really help a lot. Some might find it look a little bit more cheesy, but for me, it's fine. I just grin and I'll go with it. Life is too short to take things serious. So let's jump on into the display. Staring at that 4-inch IPS display, at first I was worried about the 720 and the square design. Green might look janky, but it's actually really great. The panel is bright and colorful. The games really pop. Personally, after testing a lot of classic games in full screen, all those pixels line up nicely because of that 1:1 aspect ratio. It looks great, bright, crisp, and you can easily read tiny text. The colors are vivid. I didn't notice any really weird color shift on the emulators. Even more intense games look a lot sharper than their native game because it's a square. It makes old-time suitors fill out the entire screen without having those black bars. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, all games, we got a total of 22,000 games and all the different consoles. So we have user manual, PSP, PlayStation, Neo Pocket Color, Neo Pocket, Neo Genesis, Neo Geo, and we got Game Gear, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, SG-1000, Nintendo DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, we got Super Famicom, this system, so Family Computer, Nintendo Family Computer, PC Engine, no that's not the same, Arcade, and we got the Capcom Play System 3, Capcom Play System 2, Capcom Play System 1, Arcade, and your favorites for all the games that you favored. Next, let's jump on into control and performance. Now, controls for the R36 Max is powered by a 1.5 gigahertz quad core with a Mali G31 graphics. So it's the same chip as a lot of budget retro consoles. There is 1 gigabyte of RAM and it runs open source Linux for emulators. What does that mean? It basically plays classic games from the NES, Game Boy, Nintendo 64, DS, and much more. Even games from the PS1. They run kind of a bit slower, but hey, I cannot complain for the price range. Now with the controls, the buttons, you get that dual analog stick. They're fixed and they're not swappable. You also have the D-pad. It's a bit okay. It's mushy. The analog sticks are standard, the same used on many home consoles. I feel like the left stick was a bit loose on my unit, so it wiggles a little bit when I shake the device. but nothing game breaking, but not as snappy as those high-end joysticks. The triggers are clicky and loud. That's how they're not moving triggers when you press them, they're just clicky. So it's not a deal breaker for me, but don't expect silence when you're pressing them. The heart-shaped buttons does do the start and select, but it does feel a little bit gimmicky. I'll admit it took me a minute to start remembering that these buttons were here. Performance-wise though, the Linux EMU OS looks great. It loads fast. You pop in the games, you're back to the menu, boom, you have save states, you're ready to play in seconds. And surprisingly, a lot of games are playable, but we're gonna also get on into the UI at the end of the video. It also gets surprisingly loud, but I had a lot of games had a few distortion on the sound, but I would still recommend headphones because there is a built-in headphone jack for it with this. So you can use this with headphones. So guys, if you have any thoughts so far about the design and you can guess the price, comment down below, like the video, and subscribe so I can make more video. YouTube recently changed the watch time you need to get monetized, so please help your boy out. Gaming and software. The console is all about one thing: preloaded games and emulator. There is 20,000 games on this model. Some models come with 18,000. It's spanning from everywhere from NES, Game Boy, you got the Genesis, PS1, etc. Even some 64-bit Dreamcast gamer on this stuff. I dipped into a few of my favorite: Sonic, Mario, Street Fighter, and they run just as smooth. The newer 3D games was experiencing a bit of lag and audio distortion, but it is also suboptimal. I would not focus on titles above the PS1, so the PSP games are definitely out of my league. If you like tinkering, it is open source, so you can play around with adding more games to the system. One thing I do want to add is that the PSP games are virtually not very playable. It is a smaller screen. Because of the screen aspect ratio, there's a lot missing. So I'm going to show you guys. And also, they do not run pretty well. Like, there's not good audio. The audio stutters a lot. You can hear it already.
Relax.
And I feel like I'm not getting nowhere near 30 FPS. The moment stuff starts to load, starts stuttering. So you got no touchscreen though, so for games like on the DS, you will have to use the second analog as a stylus, and it can get a little bit finicky sometimes. So guys, make sure you're okay with that. Next we got battery life. So how long can you game on the R36 Max? It's packed with a 4,000 rechargeable milliamp battery. That's pretty generous for a little handheld. In real life, you can get roughly around 6 to 7 hours of continuous play on medium brightness. That matches what the company claimed, around 6 to 8 hours. Not bad for a long road trip or a flight, but guys, I would recommend bringing a power bank or a charger for those long road trips. Pros, cons, and my final verdict. So what's the bottom line of the R36 Max? The price is 60 to 70 US dollars on Amazon for the 128 gigabyte model. Guys, the link will be down in the description. You get a huge library of retro games in one package. That's ridiculously cheap price per game. The pros are that you got a fabulous display. It's very nice for the price. Ton of games, a long battery life. It's open source, so you can tinker with it. It has a 2 analog stick for that full layout, which some consoles don't even have one. So in terms of feature count, it packs a punch way above its price range. The cons are it is a budget device, so the build is quite basic. The buttons and the stick aren't as snappy as iron consoles. The D-pads feel dookie. Oh, don't even get me started on the controller layout. And overall, it's not an ergonomic console to be holding your hands. It's a bit too small for me. I feel like I have to squish my hands together just to hold it, and I don't think I have big hands. So my final verdict is, if you want to get into handheld retro console gaming and you don't want to shell out an arm and a leg, I would definitely look at this as an option, because for the price range, I got a ton of backlog games I need to play. Thank you for watching, guys. And if you enjoyed this, make sure y'all hit that like button. We got more tech coming soon. And check out my previous video on some gaming headphones. Stay safe, guys. Peace.